Hey, okay, sir. Welcome back to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. There is a mole among us. That is the million-dollar question. But long story short, there is a mole at Hogwarts. No, I'm not talking about an actual animal mole, like a spy mole. For some reason, I think it might be the teachers. So now it's time to interrogate, I guess, the staff, one by one. Common sense is probably Alonza, but that's probably too obvious.
Oh.
I don't know if I've ever seen Filch as angry as he was after we dropped that sticky blood pop on Mrs. Norris. She'd need to have her trim fur just to get it out. We had to get his attention quick, and now that he's dragged us into his office, we can interrogate him. To find out if he's ours mole at Hogwarts, but we have to be smart about it. You can't know what we're up to. But how are we going to figure out if he's a mole? Well, let's question to see if he's angry or power hungry enough to want to find the final cursed vault for R. Once we do, we'll suss out where his loyalties lie. Quiet down, he's coming back. And you two are lucky I don't put you in chains for what you did to Mrs. Norris.
Alright.
I can't get that damn blood pop out of her fur to save her own life. Meow. She's cowering in the corner of the corridor. I won't even let me near her. Which means I'll have plenty of time to decide what to do with the two of you.
Alright.
But first, do you have anything to say for yourselves in your own defense? Appease him, rile him up. Two things. Why didn't I get a chance to see this? Because I don't remember dropping pop blood on Mrs. Norris. And the second thing is I'm kind of dressed for Halloween now. I got my Halloween shirt on. We're incredibly sorry, Mr. Filch, and can certainly understand your frustration. Mrs. Norris is such a grand creature, we would never want to besmirch her beauty. You both work so hard for us here at Hogwarts. Yeah, that's true. And for what? You kids give us no respect. It seems like you're right angry at Hogwarts. Perhaps even angry enough to want to punish the school?
Alright.
Bah, it's you students who need punching. Hogwarts has given me home on a job for years. And Dumbledore has done right by me for just as long.
Alright.
So don't go blaming this institution or the staff for my being angry at you carelessness and stupidity. Perhaps you're right. You're an unsung hero, Filch. And as for Mrs. Norris, what can we say? Accidents happen. And that's the thing. This didn't seem like an accident at all. I saw you from across the Great Hall.
Alright.
And I could have sworn you dropped that sticky candy on Mrs. Norris on purpose. Not at all. It just slipped from my hand. Could happen to anyone. You two don't fool me. Always sneaking around, up to something.
Alright.
I have a mind to bring you to Dumbledore myself, right now. Meow. Look at that. Miss Norris is running away again. Poor thing's in pain. Sounds like she needs your attention. Best you attend to Mrs. Norris first, and us later.
Alright.
For once, you're making sense. I'll go see Professor McGonagall. Sure, no clever way to clean a cat's fur. Great idea. You two go back to your classes now, but I'll have an eye on you yet. That was close, but we still didn't get Filch's attention about his feelings about Hogwarts. But is he ours mole? Let's review what we've learned. Yeah, okay, that's right, me. It's apparently going to be the very first person we sussed. I'm afraid we've hit a dead end. Even if Filch resents Hogwarts students, he seems to care more about Hogwarts as his home. And it appears he also respects Dumbledore too much to work for R. I agree. About that, he seems sincere. And he may be power hungry when it comes to punching the students, but I don't think he is a mole. Still, if we're going to continue investigating the adults at Hogwarts, we better split up, as to avoid suspicion. Good idea. So you concentrate on keeping Filch off my tail. And I'll continue interrogating suspects who might want the power of the cursed vaults. And the next teacher on my list is Madame Hooch. Well, I think it's kind of a waste of time, but I guess we'll see. Looks like Madame Hooch is free. Which means it is time to interrogate our next mole suspect. The sooner we root out who's working with R from Hogwarts, the sooner we can defeat the Dark Wizard Cabal. And Madame Hooch is high on the Circle of Conduct suspect list. Her competitive nature makes her seem like someone who would want the power of the Cursed Vaults. But opening up the vaults hurts the school too. Muriel and I asked Filch questions to see if he was angry at Hogwarts. And to assess if he was hungry for power himself. We can do something similar with Hooch by seeing if she wants more power. But how should we get her to start talking? Talk about Quidditch, ask for help with something. You really gonna do this in front of everybody? I think we should get her to open up by saying we need her help. But with what? Perhaps settling a debate we've been having about competition and how it can make you hungry for power. Good idea. Hooch loves Quidditch, so she should feel very comfortable with her subjects. If she takes a bait and sounds like someone who might want the power of the final Cursed Vault for R, then we'll know she's a mole. Quiet! Here she comes! What are you two doing here? Besides clouding out my training grounds, that is. Come now, speak up. Ben and I were just having a debate about competition, Madame Hooch, and we wanted to get your take on it. I certainly have things to do besides settle debates between 6th years. We know you're busy, but as a referee, you know a lot about competitive nature, so we're hoping you'll hear us out. Well, I suppose that topic is close to my heart. Though I don't have a lot of time, so out with it. We were debating if being so competitive and focused on sports makes one hungry for power. I think it does. Casey isn't sure, but we want to know what you think since you're such an enthusiast. Sounds great. Simply put, an athlete's power comes from within. They shouldn't need to find it elsewhere. And a good athlete honors their colleagues and teammates above all. And has pride in where they compete. Of course, we can see you're very passionate. Though your line of questioning seems quite foolish. And I've had my fill of fools lately. What do you mean? Some as yet unidentified idiots been repeatedly flying over the Black Lake trying to dive bomb below the surface. To what end I have no idea, but I'm starting to wonder if it might be one of you two. It's not, we swear. We really were just interested in your opinions in terms of a debate. Sorry we wasted your time. Well, I'm off to investigate this mystery flyer. You two best move on as well. You certainly got strong views, but Madame Hooch doesn't seem like the kind of person who would respect R. Or like she'd work against Hogwarts as a mole. I agree, she's not the mole. But what she said about that flyer at the Black Lake had me worried. Whoever it is could be the mole. And if they're investigating the lake, they must also believe the final Cursed Vault is below the surface as well. We have to beat them to it. Exposing the mole is still our best chance. You're right. If we do that, R won't get to the Cursed Vault first. Which means, I need to move on to interrogating my next suspect. Next up, Professor Snape. Do I have to wait 3 hours every single time? Snape is alone. Time to find out if he could be R's mole inside Hogwarts by trying to suss out his loyalties. And whether he'd want the power of the final Cursed Vault for R. I'll have to ask the right questions. I just hope he doesn't figure out what I'm up to before I discover the truth. Casey. We don't have class. What are you doing here? I was just wondering if I could talk to you about Professor Rickpick. I'd say there's been quite enough discussion about that dark witch. Well, she turned on Hogwarts. Some say she's a traitor. That's hardly surprising, especially coming from you. You've made no secret about your feelings for Rickpick. Are you suggesting they may have changed? No, she is a traitor. Perhaps she was misunderstood. I think she's still a traitor, considering what she's done. Definitely not. She is a traitor, and a murderer too. Noted. You don't agree? I didn't say that. So then you're sympathetic to her? I'm simply not in the habit of discussing such topics with students. Now, was there something else? I'm just wondering how people come to and justify certain points of view. Not everyone has the same experience. People have reasons for what they do. Rickpick wasn't loyal to Hogwarts, but she was loyal to something. Maybe she wanted power, as many people do. You are mastering the ability to be obtuse today. Are you asking about right and wrong? I am. What do you think is right or wrong, Professor Snape? On the subject of Professor Snape, he's been usually pretty suspicious of me. Whether he just is really smart and sees through me, or maybe he notices that, and maybe he is the mole. He doesn't want to get caught himself. I wouldn't be surprised, but if he's doing it for a good reason, not to hurt us. Now who's being obtuse, Professor? You certainly don't seem to want to indicate a side. Very well. I will say people may believe they are doing the right thing when others believe it's wrong. But to try to damage the school or its students in any way in an effort to simply gain power is certainly questionable, as is murder. Of course, that's very clear. No, what is clear is that you are mucking about in something that you shouldn't be once again. Haven't I warned you no less than 3 times to drop these ill-advised adventures and focus on being a student? Yes, you seem quite dedicated to me staying out of anything other than my basic studies. Which is curious in itself. And what exactly do you mean by that? Are you accusing me of something here, Casey? What is up with that smile? Professor Snape, Casey, come quick! There's an emergency in the library. Oh, you mean I finally don't have to wait? Oh, I don't like this. Everybody's staring. But at what? Alright. Give her some room. Gawking with your mouths open like a fish never helped anyone. Whoa! This is terrible! Another classmate falls to the statue curse. Those cursed vaults are just so full of darn curses. It's right horrible, Casey. Here we're so focused on finding R's mole here at Hogwarts. I almost forgot we're still suffering from the statue curse. I totally forgot about the statue curse. I'm not gonna lie. Madame Pomfrey is still petrified, now another student. If only my secret interrogation to the mole suspects had gone better, maybe we could find the final cursed vault. And break the curse. I'm sure you're trying really hard, Casey. Maybe you'd feel better if you told me about it? I wouldn't, but you're sweet, Barnaby. Yeah, I honestly, like I said, I totally forgot about the statue curse. Because we haven't really heard about it in quite a few chapters. So after my interviews, it appears Filch and Madame Hooch are in the clear. but Snape may warrant another look. Do you really think Snape could truly be the mole? I'm sure he's the mole, I just can't rule him out yet. I do have my suspicions about him. I'm not sure, I just can't rule him out yet. But he was very cagey when I questioned him, and he's always trying to get me to stop searching for the vaults. Well, you're a student, Casey. Maybe he's just being sensible. Not that I necessarily know what's sensible. Sounds like if Snape is truly the mole remains to be seen. Right now, I'm more interested in Madame Hooch's comments about the mysterious flyer at the Black Lake. I just know it's the mole trying to get the Final Curse vault before us. I suppose we're all looking for the same thing, and all believe it's in the water. Still, seeing what happened here today makes it clear. The curse must be broken, which means I need to get that Final Curse vault first. But what about searching for R's mole? It'll have to be on hold. I don't think I have a choice. We want to protect the school and our classmates. And as long as the dangers of the cursed vault are out there, none of us are safe. Which means we have to speed up plans to search the depths of the Black Lake and get there before R does. Well, that could take a while as it's a big place, so you'll need to be really good at holding your breath. Hey, you know who could help for that? The Bubblehead Charm. If you cast it, you should be able to breathe underwater. Too bad we haven't learned it yet. But we have Barnaby in Professor Flitwick's class. Huh, really? Guess everybody forgot it. That's not like me. Actually, it's a lot like you, but it's also a good sign that we could use some practice. Once we review the charm, I can enter the Black Lake, and then it'll be time to search the Final Curse vault. Did we learn it? I don't remember learning it. Then again, we've gotten so many spells learned. I cannot remember anymore what we've learned and not learned. I'm so glad we could all meet to review the Bubblehead Charm. I'll have to get there perfectly if I'm going to be entering the Black Lake in search of the Final Curse vault. Seems like the ability to breathe is quite important if you're spending a lot of time down there. Yes, Barnaby, breathing in general can be useful. Right? Good to know we're on the same page, Ben. When Madame Hooch told us about the mystery flyer attempting to dive bomb into the Black Lake, and after another student was stricken with the statue curse, I realized we need to get to the curse vault first. So, let's review the Bubblehead Charm. Good idea. It definitely seems like we know the basics. The bubble will fill the oxygen, allowing you to breathe in the water. I need to pay attention to my stance and be confident when casting the charm. And to be on the safe side, hop a breath mint before you put it on. That way, your journey will be minty fresh.
Huh?
Is there anything you're worried about before we try, KC? My wand movements, the bubble popping, pronouncing it properly. I guess obviously pronouncing it properly. If I don't, I'm a goner. I'm a little worried that the bubble might pop. If you practice and cast the charm correctly, I'm sure you'll be fine. If it were me casting it for you, perhaps you should be worried. But you got this, Casey. Thanks. This review is making me feel a lot more confident. Then let's try the charm. I do recognize this now. We did it! Mine feels a little tight. That's a good thing, Barnaby. Yours looks perfect.
Huh?
Though, entering the Black Lake could be perilous. There are all sorts of creatures down there. Not to mention the danger if you find what you're actually looking for. While it may be risky, I'm as prepared as I'll ever be. It is time to enter the Black Lake in search of the Final Curse vault. In the next video. But at least we're actually finally going to that thing. Because that's chapter 36, but they've added even more chapters. 37, 38, 39, 40. They've got 41 chapters now. I can see this going to at least close to level 50. So another bombshell has dropped in the game. Well, for me personally, because I totally forgot about the statue curse. The petrified curse. And of course, heading to the Black Lake. Don't know if we're going to probably find the curse vault right away. But we'll probably find something that will help us along the journey of actually getting to that thing. And I'll see you very shortly with more Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery in the near future. So thank you everybody so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.